Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a quick garage gym build. We're going to be putting together an 8 by 10 foot platform. It's going to be running this way in the gym, and then we're going to put the power rack up on top of the platform and bolt it down. Hey everybody, welcome to the voiceover. I'm going to be talking you guys through just kind of some of the little ins and outs with this garage gym build. So first off, the platform is a recycled platform. It's from my original gym that I just shut down, so Garage Gym 2.0. I tend to give away my platforms as I leave wherever I was currently stationed, and this time I gave it to my training partner who decided that it was time to have his own gym. So this is one of the most important parts. So I did another video where I built another guy's gym, and the initial laydown of the platform is important for a couple reasons. The first one is because this is where it's going to be. Once these are built, they're a huge pain in the butt to move. So make sure you take your time and actually put it down, the initial layer down exactly where you want it, and make sure that it's squared up on the wall. So there's a whole bunch of reasons that you might choose to go with an 8 by 10 foot platform. Realistically, 8 by 10 is a really easy one to do. All you gotta do is just cut one board longitudinally down, and then just the way we like to stack the platforms is just to try to make sure, or try to make it so that no seam is on two different layers of the actual plywood as you're laying it down. So the way I have it laying down here isn't the only way to do it. There are other ways to do it, but you just want to make sure you don't have those seams. That just helps with the platform. I don't bother using glue or anything like that. I always end up moving these things around. So try to make it as permanent as possible without making it absolutely permanent, if that makes any sense. But here you see measuring about 20 times is realistically the best way to go about doing a platform. The reason I say that is because I have messed up so many platforms just because I've kind of rushed the measurements portion of it. And by messed up, I don't mean that they were ruined, they just were less than ideal. So for stall mat cutting, the best tools that I've had are basically a snap line, razor blade, and then I've started using WD-40. This is one of the first platforms that I used it as much as I did. What I found is that it actually helped with getting the knife to evenly cut through, and it just basically makes it a little bit easier. Now there's nothing glamorous about cutting stall mats, and I was talking to my training partner the whole time that we were doing his. The best advice I can give you is just make small cuts, don't get impatient, and you'll have a nice product that comes out of it. So here you can see everything slides on there really nice. And I just take one screw and just kind of drive it halfway down into the platform on each corner of the mat. Do you want the road sticker on the front first or the back first? So you'll see that I actually don't have a socket set up with the 15/16 socket. Personally, I don't have a problem just using the Rogue wrenches that I've got. However, if you do have a 15/16, it does make that whole process just that much quicker. Now, generally speaking, I like to put the panels together first and then position everything kind of where we're going to put it. And what I do is I just take a bolt and try to get the first cross member in there. And in this case, it was a pull-up bar that we threw in. And it just gives it that little bit of stability that it needs to hold it upright. Oftentimes, I find myself doing this by myself. So today was a bonus because I actually had somebody there to help me do it. And This cross member right here is heavy, like very heavy, heavy duty, and it just looks killer. It's an amazing piece. I'm actually really jealous, and putting this rack together really made me consider getting a Monster Light 3.0 for my next garage gym. This is something that I thought was really cool. So one, just full disclosure, I've never actually seen one of these in person, and I can tell you that it does look really cool. But what I really like is that they have the nut up inside of the 3x3 post, which allows you to raise this up about 2 more inches or so. Now, something that I wish Rogue would do is actually do this cut-in style for this piece here. And the reason that I wish that they would do that is because I'm limited on pressing inside of a 90-inch rack, because I end up hitting, the bar ends up hitting into this cross member. But for me, it's only like by an inch, and it's not very much. And so if they were to do this style cutout for this cross member, I would be able to actually press inside of a 90-inch Monster Light rack. So now just a little ism for me. I like to do my plate post hardware a little bit differently than Rogue recommends. Typically speaking, you would insert the bolt from this end, and then you would put your plate there. Then you put your lock washer, and then your nut. The reason I don't like this is because when it's tightened down, it is significantly wider, as in like it comes out a little bit more, and it does 2 things. One, it takes away from plate storage. So if you have wide plates, that might make it so you can't store as many plates. And the second thing is I'm gonna end up probably getting a rubber stopper, spacer item that goes here. And what that'll do is it'll keep the nice plates from rubbing up against the screw head. Now, if you have the nut on this side, the nut is wider, that lock washer is a lot wider, and it'll end up hitting anyways, even with that rubber spacer that I'm gonna get. So I like to do my hardware the other way. The head of the bolt there, and then you take a flat washer, a lock washer, and then your nut. So what you're seeing right here is I am pushing the rack out so that the internal portions were 43 inches. After I push the rack out, I just hold it in place with some high temp bumper plates because they grip the platform really well. And then I mark and drill the holes. I go all the way down. There are 3 holes per foot on the Rogue Monster Light series. I have never actually secured all 3 holes per foot down. I really don't find it to be all that necessary. However, if you did want to take the extra steps, you're more than welcome to bolt all 12 bolts for this particular build down. All right, that's it for the build today. There's the rack and the platform. I appreciate you guys watching. Remember, when it comes to garage gyms, you should always keep it better, awesome, and of course, badass. I'll see you guys next week.